Hello! Welcome back to the Menopausal View with Jay and Jen and new hair. So I'm wearing Dreamsicle. You like Dreamsicle? Yes. And what's her name?
Marilyn.
Marilyn?
I know it's not Marilyn Monroe, but it's still Marilyn.
Doesn't matter.
Because that's how I feel when I wear this wig.
There it is.
It's one of my favorites.
And while I was partaking of fruit in the last video, I am partaking of hummus and veggies in this video. So there's that. So this time, and wait a minute, because we're blind as bats.
Yeah, I can't see what this is.
Lola's my sister-in-law. Lola! I hope that the girls are watching this so they can learn a little bit about menopause and what happens to you and your body and how everything falls to pieces. And, yep. Anyway.
Lola and Elizabeth.
Hello, Elizabeth.
And Roxanne, Mom is watching.
Elizabeth,
Hi,
did
Mom.
you watch the last video, honey? We need your address so that we can send you the stuff.
Yes.
We have stuff for you. You won something like a month ago.
And then you
never sent us your address. And then you just won the set of makeup brushes from the other video that I did a couple days ago.
So you got lots of...
So you got stuff coming at you, loves, bugs.
And if you haven't watched the last video and shared it, please do so now because we gave away like 6 different things in the last video.
Yes.
And we are still giving away something this video too. So make sure you're sharing our video and liking the video and liking our page. We're almost to 2,000 likes. Once we get to 2,000 likes, then we have a Ulta gift card to give away.
Sephora.
Sorry.
Sephora.
Sephora makeup to thingy. Makeup. Lots of makeup. So we are already taking over the world. You guys just don't know it yet. So we need you to help us get the word out that we have taken over.
Yes.
And that would be my husband, Sean, in the background.
Much like the small children. Much like...
He got a new toy for Christmas, and he has shown it off in the last video, and there are pieces of it all over our house.
And much like a small child, he has broken a piece off of it already.
It was an emergency, so but I think we're good.
So
danger averted.
Yes.
So
there you go.
So that's my husband. He is 12.
Yep.
And that was my cat.
I'm a good-looking 12-year-old.
Indeed he is, ma'am.
He is kind of cute. We'll have to keep him for a couple more days. But then after that, his contract is up for negotiation.
So, I brought you all here to talk to you all about...
She's serious now.
In fact, I just got ranch dressing in this new wig.
What did you call that?
This one is... They named it... You didn't watch the whole... You didn't watch the whole video. The last video I did, I was trying on these different wigs. The new wigs that I got for Christmas. This is one of the new wigs for Christmas. And I let our viewers name them.
And what is it named?
This one is Dreamsicle.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It is the perfect name for it.
Yep. And then that last one is Candy, short for cotton candy. And then I have another one called Opal. And
maybe I should let my...
Another one called Midnight.
So I should start letting everybody else name my... Because that's a good idea because I don't have that much brain power anymore to name my...
Yeah.
Name my...
They came up with way better names than I ever could have.
Yeah?
Yep. It's truth. Okay. Now I'm burping. That's nice. That's so sexy. I'm a sexy beast.
She's rude.
So anyway, I was thinking about this because now... So let's talk about some menopausal stuff besides the... Because somebody was like, I would really like for you guys to address the things that actually happen during menopause.
And before we go any further, we are not doctors. We cannot diagnose. We cannot prescribe.
Do not try to sue us because we don't have any money.
All we can do is tell you what we have experienced
you just be practicing.
And how we go through it because we're pretty and we're menopausal.
That's it. So
got it?
I mentioned in the last video that I did, and it's called Acidophilus. I suggest, as just this girl talk. This is girl talk. That's all this is. Good girlfriends talking it out. Is acidophilus to get your, or not just acidophilus necessarily for the menopause. Acidophilus, I was very specific about that use, although it does regulate other things as well. But get yourself a good probiotic. Going into menopause, get yourself on a good probiotic regimen and maybe take a couple of vitamins because we need a little extra boost. And we just need that kind of stuff. But I was thinking about more our mental state. Because I think that something that comes with menopause is that you're like, how do I want to say this? You're at the halfway point. For some of us, maybe past the halfway point. And I think that realization, okay, so has anybody ever seen has anybody, this is a weird reference, but the movie, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Where it ages backwards?
Yes. Mm-hmm. But the wife continues to age normally. Mm-hmm. And there was a moment in that movie where I was watching it with my son, who was 20 at the time, and I think I was 40. But I was watching this movie, and when she came down on, like, she was a dancer, and she came down on her leg, and she did something with her knee. She messed her knee up, and it hit her, and she just sat there on the floor and cried. It hit her that she's getting older, and there's some things that she's not able to do anymore. And it hit me like a ton of bricks that, like, OMG, if I live to be 80, I'm at the halfway point now. Now, I'm a little bit further along. We all want to live to 100. But realistically, the shape that I'm in now, I mean, come on, It's not like I'm eating organic. I do love some carbs. So there's that. So carbs will ultimately probably take me out. Let's just, we're doing a dance right now, and it will probably take me out. So, notwithstanding, I sat and I cried from that point in the movie past the end of the movie, 20 minutes after that movie ended. And my son is sitting there and he's just looking at me and he's like, was Brad Pitt's performance really that moving? I'm like, you don't understand because you're 20 and you got your whole life in front of you. And you don't understand when you get to this point. And that's kind of how, and then I came unraveled. You get yourself back together again. This second half doesn't have to be accepting death. This second half doesn't have to be drawing things to a close. This second half doesn't have to be this second half, I feel like, me personally, I feel like the first half of my life was learning about all the crap not to do. Like, all the mistakes that you could make in one person's lifetime, I feel like I have touched every last one of them.
I have to agree, I have too.
I feel like the second half is, I devoted so as women, because here's the thing. As women, during the first half, we're having babies and we're getting married and we're serving. We're people who have not hired us. We didn't interview for most of the jobs that we end up with. Let's just be realistic. And so we end up with all these jobs, and then we give and we give and we give and we give, and which is great because we get the unadulterated admiration of our family members, who I'm sure are very grateful for the services rendered, although they may not ever say it or whatever. A nice high five every now and again, a high five, a slap on the behind. Hey, good hustle. It goes a long way. I'm just saying, spread the word. But so we spend that half of our life, because you figure a quarter of your life up to 20 is very self-serving. It's usually very self-serving. It's you're being a teenager, you're learning how to drive, you're learning how to stand on your own, become hopefully a productive adult, and then you have your 20s to 30s, which are the mating periods, generally speaking, our breeding periods. And then maybe even into some of us even gone into the 40s breeding. And your ovaries are the real MVPs here. Let's just say that out loud. So.
Not mine, not yours, but theirs.
But theirs, exactly. So, like I said, I'm high-fiving you. If you're in your 40s and still having babies,
more power to you.
I'm giving you the sign of the cross with bacon. So there you go.
On a side note, before I forget, supplements for menopause are black cohosh and evening primrose oil, and for an elevated mood is ashwagandha and shizandra roots.
She is going to put that as a tag because I don't know what she just said. So she's going to spell all that out when we actually post this, and we go back and go through our audience. I like to do it like high-fiving everybody through the audience. We come back and comment on everybody's comment.
And if you're doing probiotics, make sure you're doing prebiotics as well. I worked for an herbalist for 10 years, so I know just enough to be really dangerous.
Explain, right. It's like me in Spanish.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know enough Spanish to get me killed in Mexico.
Don't ask me that.
Okay, so what does, very
don't
quickly...
Ask me that.
Okay, you don't... The
don't
difference
ask me
between
that.
a probiotic...
Don't ask me that.
Okay, all right. We're going to look it up. And then we're going to tell you guys
just
what the difference is between a prebiotic and a probiotic. Because I've only ever heard of probiotics, and they're very, very helpful. My mom also swears by them, and she is 81, and she is as spry and lively as a 45-year-old. She's actually probably in better mental shape and close to physical shape as I am. So let's put it that way. So, see, you interrupted me. I got menopause brain. Okay.
See, that's why I had to say it, because I was going to forget it.
Okay. I should have a notepad here. Like, here's where I was. So at any rate, with the, the probiotics or whatever, I was saying about our stages in life and what we're doing at, the various stages in life. And it's, like I said, it's just that whole, we have these benchmarks that we think that we need to meet. And then once you meet the benchmarks, you might be in a place now where you're empty nester, or you are divorced, or you were never married in the first place, and you're in the second half, and that's okay. I'm coming in my finish line strong. I'm finishing strong. I'm coming in like with the wig blown back. I'm setting small, realistic goals for myself, things that I want to do before I leave this plane. And one of the things, like when I was talking about, and you and I both have talked about this, is about the making yourself feel pretty. This is not about a man. This is not about trying to be, you can, of course, if that's what your goal is, to find, a husband, which really, at this point in life, husbands, that's like an adopting a child at this stage of the game. Like
watch the previous video to verify that with my husband.
Right. So, but, if you're like, what, I think that I would like a companion to finish out this last stretch of time, go for it. But mainly be pretty for you. Like, do self-care things. Take a bubble. If you're able to get into a tub, some of us, it's a struggle. If you're able to take a bubble bath, take a bubble bath. Do things that also heal you from the inside out. Because some of us have suffered traumatic childhood traumas, or we weren't loved on right, you know, when we were children. And because everybody that's a parent shouldn't be. Like, everybody that's had children doesn't mean, the fact that you can have children doesn't mean that you should have children. So some of us still traumatized trying to come back from that. Some of us are, you know, like I said, it's just a variety. Make sure that you are taking time to become self-aware and practice healing. If that's through meditation, if that's through counseling, if that is through, talking to friends, but try to get some healing going on. And that's not something that happens overnight. That's something, but do self-care.
Some of the things that, if I may,
you may feel free.
Some of the things that are vital for me to stay ebullient. That word. Somebody called me that once. I had to look it up because I didn't know what it was, and now it's like my favorite word because I'm ebullient. Some of the things that you have to do is learn to breathe. I talked about that in one of my videos where I was doing my makeup, getting ready for Christmas Eve. And the simple fact of being focused on your breathing, and using your diaphragm instead of your lungs, you know, just pulling it from
and it's true.
That releases
an
endorphins in your brain, and it physically relaxes you. It can lower your blood pressure, and it can literally heal everything. I have a lot of pain management issues that I deal with every day, and when I'm in physical therapy, they're always going, breathe, and I'm like, I'm breathing. But what their meaning is they're to focus on your breathing.
Right.
And I will feel when they're putting their elbow into my backbone and I feel like I'm going to die, that simple release, the more I do that, the more the pressure releases and it allows that pain to go away. It does it with your your psyche as well as your physical body. So breathing is probably the most fundamental thing you can do. Everyone can do it, and it releases so much and helps on so many levels. I'm going to have to breathe here because my husband did not put the lid back on that super glue bottle, and I'm going to have to kill him. So other than that,
because you're focused on that. And the thing of it is, and I'm gonna if I may, learn to pick your battles. Don't escalate. If you're a person that escalates, like you're easily irritated, what she said, learn to breathe. And stop. Just take a nanosecond to say, in 10 years, am I going to remember this?
In my case, it's always going to be, no, I'm not going to remember this.
Right.
I'm not going to remember
90% of the stuff that we get wound up over, we're not going to remember this a week from now, let alone 10 years from now.
Exactly.
That was the best advice that my mother has probably ever given me as a child. She said, because I came home one day and so-and-so said so-and-so such and such to me, and this happened and that. She stopped me. I remember we were in the laundry room. She stopped me and she said, don't worry about it. What do you mean don't worry about it? I was maybe 11 or 12, something like that. Hey, what do you mean don't worry about it? Of course I have to worry about it. And she's like, nobody's going to remember this in 10 years.
You remembered the conversation though.
Right, but I don't remember whatever it was.
You took away what you needed to.
I got what I needed from that. Nobody's going to remember this unless it's on film, unless it's on the internet, which hopefully we're not doing stupid stuff at this age on the internet. Don't send pictures to anybody of your hoo-ha, ladies, ever. I don't care who asked for it. Don't ever send pictures of your lady bits on the internet because it is out there for the universe.
Forever.
Unless you don't care if people in the universe see your hoo-ha.
And when you start getting... You know what's funny is I'm an artist. Mm-hmm. and I always have been an artist. My soul is an artist. I don't know if you could tell from the comics behind me, but it started because I love art. And I was I always believed that the human body was the most beautiful form. Didn't matter what size, didn't matter, you know, I just always wanted, you know, I took nude classes, you know, did nudes. I won awards for my one nude that I did, and then it got removed because it was considered pornography.
Yes.
Even though it wasn't pornography. But the point is that now I'm uncomfortable seeing things like that in the public view. And I don't know when that exactly started to change. And I can understand, you know, there's children but children need to see, I can see both sides of it. But I'm uncomfortable in like movies when they have nudity. I'm like, I really need that.
I don't want to see myself naked, let alone somebody else. That's it.
So now I'm just, you know, your temperament changes, so your ideals change, your life experiences change. So just because something appeals to you now doesn't necessarily mean it's going to appeal to you
right
10 years from now.
Here's the thing. Don't put out into the universe sketchy stuff. So if it's borderline for you and you're like, oh, I'm so edgy right now. You know what? You don't know what you're going to be doing 20 years from now. There are people in politics right now that have done some questionable stuff that's coming back to haunt them now. So you can't say, well, I'm never going to be. Never say never. You don't know what you're going to be. So, and I'm saying that to the 40-year-olds out here because you don't know what you're going to be at 60. We have 80-year-old senators. They're people that should have been dead are actually serving in Congress and in the Senate, et cetera, et cetera. So, I'm just saying to you that be careful what you put out into the universe. But anyway, at any rate, so where was I going with that?
You did not give me any information before we sat down and had this conversation.
No. When you stopped me.
I'm sorry.
Every time, see, it's brain fog.
I'm allowed to talk too, though.
You are, but I'm just saying, I gotta make a note of where I am with this stuff. At any rate, I'm going to go back to what I was saying about the phases of our life and about, you know, this is...
Hang on. Elizabeth says that she only gets crunchy during that time of the month. Wait till you go through menopause. It never ends.
So, yes. So, and that's the thing is like really, and that's great that you don't suffer from that. That's actually awesome sauce. But when you actually enter into menopause and the sweating starts, because here's the thing, what's accompanied with the sweating is anger. And it's rage. It's not even anger, it's rage. You're sitting at the bar and your phone rings and it's somebody asking you a stupid question that they didn't need to call you for, and your immediate response is, I should crush my phone.
It's true.
Don't crush your phone.
It's true, though.
Look, don't crush your phone. Someone in here has crushed their phone.
Don't kill your husband because he left the lid off of the super glue.
That's within eye shot right now that she can't stop looking at.
I'm going to kill him.
So when things like that happen, stop and say, oh, that's right. Jay said I was going to feel like this. Or, oh, that's right. But look, think of me, think of Jen, think of our hair, our beautiful hair. Beautiful hairs, very calming, very soothing, and have yourself a little chuckle and just breathe in. Sometimes you just breathing in and breathing out can fix a lot of things. And I will say this too. If you're a high-strung person, and even if you're not a high-strung person, this is very helpful. And I just found out about this a couple years ago. Meditation. And meditation doesn't have to be something where you sit in a yoga position. I couldn't get into a yoga position if somebody put a pistol to my head. But just sitting quiet. If you can find yourself a quiet space and turn off the we are so overstimulated. Just as a society, we're so overstimulated all the time. We have to be doing something on our phone. The TV has to be going, radio going, somebody's talking to you. Shut all that stuff down for just 10 minutes. 10 minutes of listening to nothingness. And then literally, if you have to...
Ms. Angie says shopping helps too. I love you because I can't lie. It's the truth.
I try to help the masses. I do. I try to help the masses. I'm just here as a tool. That's it. I'm just here as a tool.
Well, the other thing... Another thing that, if you're not watching our show, that's a big one. Because that's what our goal is to help you through the whole menopause. Yeah. We're not necessarily talking about menopause all the time. We're just trying to entertain you.
And makeup. And...
But another thing that's important is the people you surround yourself with.
You got that right.
So the thing is Jocelyn and I have very similar temperaments, very similar personalities. She is who I wish I was more like. Honestly, she's very, very funny, and she keeps me going. And days when I just don't feel like I can function, today was one of those days. Just having her here, I heard her. She came in my house, and I heard her giggle. And before she got here, I was like, I'm not going to survive this. I'm so sick. I'm so tired. I don't think I'm going to make it.
That's really sweet.
And I heard her giggle. And I was just like, oh, she's here.
And we're going to have some fun now.
And everything was just like...
And then she saw my eyebrows. and she's like, oh, we're really going to have fun
and
now.
I was just like, everything was different. It was just like, so the people that you surround yourself with is... so important. So if you're hanging around Debbie Downers, you're going to be a Debbie Downer.
You are.
You hang around with people who keep you uplifted and laughing and joking, and even if the only time you're happy and jokative is when you're around another person, then be that person. Be that person to them. Yep. And the more you do that, the more you're going to be able to be uplifting. The 5 people that you spend the most time with is
who you become.
Is who you become.
And that is, there are no true words spoken, because I hang with her and a whole bunch of 13-year-old and 6-year-olds. So consequently...
What does that say about me?
You get what you get. You don't throw a fit.
And my husband's 12, so...
There you go. And he's 12. So... But that's just it. And and here's the thing. Like, I can do these videos and she can do these videos solo. And we have a great time, but it's passing time until we can be together, because there's a different dynamic and there's an energy that both of us feed off of when we're together. It's laughter. It's when you find your tribe, when you find people that get you, there is no better feeling in the world than being with those people. So anyway, so the other thing that I was going to say though about menopause and about taking a moment to breathe, and about doing, like I said, the deep breathing, 10 minutes a day, 10 minutes every couple of days, to clear your headspace. Because you need time, besides sleeping, to decompress through the day. And even if you are at work and you want to take part of your lunch break, just go sit in an office by yourself, just quietly. Don't turn your phone on, but really just sit. And they actually have what is that? The little music, if you have to focus on, like if you're one of those people that just can't stop thinking, the hamster's always on its wheel and it's always spinning. So even when you're quiet, your voices are like, hey, let's replace a mistake that you made when you were 12 years old. If you have one of those kind of brains, they have things on YouTube that you can actually turn it on and it can help you do your meditation or breathing or whatever.
Lots of apps. There are a lot of apps.
For that, yeah.
And if you, There's, you can go to, I think, Amazon. Don't quote me, but there's something called, it's called HemiSync. HEMI-CYNC. HemiSync. And what it does is it's a guided meditation with sound waves that hit on different levels of wavelength for your brain. And it helps you meditate into a deeper state. And you can also get it downloaded onto your phone, but you can buy CDs for it. I recommend those things, like those are like everything.
Do you know what? So I've done this a couple of times. I bought myself a pair of $5 headphones, or you can go to the dollar store. You know, if you have a Dollar Tree or something like that near you. I go out into my car on my lunch break, and I have turned on, I put my headset on, and I sit and I just close my eyes and I listen to sounds of the ocean, because I love the ocean. I love the ocean.
And rain.
So there is an 11-hour audio and visual thing on YouTube where it literally just is somebody set up a tripod by the ocean, and it's just ocean sounds constantly. And when I say that is the most relaxing, it's just amazing. So I listen to that on my lunch break sometimes. But you need that. You need that time to get away from, because there's always somebody, isn't there somebody like literally always asking something of you? There's always somebody pulling and tugging, and there's always something that you can find to get wound up about. And that is cancerous. That is when you stay with that level of, because your body is just a big chemical ball. And if you don't do something to offset the negative, then those chemicals that are released through, through constantly staying angry, those chemical reactions that we have in our body that don't allow us to sleep, that cause, the anxiety, the depression, all that stuff. If you don't do something to offset that, then that leads to sickness, and we don't want to be sick.
I have to point out, Miss Angie, she said...
You have to read it out loud because I can't see.
I'm going to. She says, I decompress when I take off my bra and shapewear for the day. I literally sit and breathe for 10 minutes. Freedom!
Freedom.
That is... there is so much truth in that statement, Miss Angie, and I love you for throwing that out there.
The weight of the world is lifted when that bra comes
off,
isn't it?
It is. It's off your shoulders, it's off your chest.
Yes.
And wearing the
body shapers and stuff like that. Yes.
And you take that off and you're just like, sweet baby Jesus, I got this.
Yep. And I'm going to encourage my lovely ladies out there. You're like, I don't normally wear makeup. Play it in anyway. Even if you're not going to go anywhere, play it in anyway. It's a great, that to me is a little bit like therapy. Doesn't cost much money, and you might find a look that you're like, maybe I should put on a little bit of makeup, because it's not like we're saying you're not beautiful without the makeup. We're all
it's just fun.
As God made us. But number one, it's fun. And then number two, you can accentuate your God-given gifts.
And you can look like a different person every time.
You can be a different person, and sometimes we need that little boost just to remind us that we're still women, because we've been so caught up being mom and the missus and a good girlfriend or a good wife or a good mother or a good sister, good daughter, good friend. You completely forget your name. You forget your name. And don't forget your name. That's the, if I can give you any gift out of this video, don't forget your name. You are still 100% whole.
Elizabeth says she's a country girl, so she doesn't wear makeup. You know what? I didn't start wearing makeup until 2015. I'm 40. I'm going to be 47 in a month. And I didn't start wearing makeup until 4 years ago. And I tell you what, I have had more fun doing makeup than anything. And we're
not saying wear makeup heavy, like, because like I said, this This is a paint job. This is a little bit of a paint job. But it doesn't hurt. A little bit of lip gloss. Try different lip glosses
it's just
on.
fun.
Try a little eyeshadow on. It's fun. There's nothing wrong with, we're not saying, that you got to look like you're going to RuPaul's Drag Race.
But that would be fun.
But that would be fun.
That
too.
would
That'd be very fun.
I want to go to RuPaul's Drag Race.
But we're saying, like I said, a little touch up, just for something different. Just for something different. I don't wear these wigs because I'm clinically insane. Okay, I might be touched at the hem of my garment a smidge.
Hang on.
But
Barb, now you know where you can go to get some information on that.
what did Barb ask? Because
She says with makeup, I don't know what is the fashion, what the fashion is, and I don't want to be out of date with it.
Well,
she's a friend of mine.
Okay.
She knows where she can go.
So this one, Barb, this lady right here, she can get you hooked up. And the thing of it is, so the ladies that don't know us personally, that can't come personally to our houses, go on YouTube. Just pull up makeup tutorials.
And check us out. We do stuff.
Yeah,
we don't even know what
stuff.
the heck we're doing half the time.
I don't know what I'm doing.
And we're just having fun with it. We're not here.
I'm here just for fun. As a matter of fact, later on this evening, when all of the children go to their home, my kids are actually going to their home today. What you know about that? And I'm going to have some quiet time. I'm going to see if I can put all of my makeup on for work. This is like for people to say, oh, I don't have time to put on makeup because it takes me 45, 50 minutes to put on my makeup during the show. But that's because I'm talking to you guys and I'm cutting up and I'm shushing little children and I'm losing the stuff that I need. But I can do a decent look in 10 minutes. I know how to zip, 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 zip. And it's not complicated and you don't need a lot of product. Start off small. Like I said, start off with try a cream to powder foundation. That's a good one. And because I know some people are really funny about like the liquid foundations, or try a powder foundation because those are a lot lighter and they don't feel like when I wear this liquid stuff, I feel it. Like I notice it through the day. But I also have some powder foundations that I don't they're just there. And I will
say this, that you have a different skin type than when you're fairer skinned, and we wrinkle a little bit different. The powder tends to sit in the wrinkles,
in the crevices, and
makes it worse.
Okay.
So powder for lighter skinned women and the aging women, that's not necessarily a good thing.
Well, let me say this, because everybody is different. Because like Chip wears liquids.
I do too.
And you wear liquid. So I don't think I think it's just a skin type, not necessarily a skin tone. So
right, but I'm just saying,
find what works for you. Right. Whatever you're comfortable with. If you are okay, now I will say this: I think I get better coverage with the liquid. But like I said, me personally, because I'm triggered by a lot of stuff, so there's that. But I notice that it's there with the powders. I don't notice that it's there so much. So, but like I said, you know what? That's another thing. It's trial and error. All this stuff is just trial and error. Find what works for you. What works for me may not work for you. But get yourself a little cheapy palette. They got them at Dollar Tree. They've got them. I'm sure in England, UK, you guys have something similar.
And here's something to note.
I mean, Walmart's everywhere, right?
Just because you're getting a cheaper product, here's something you need to know. The cheaper products are manufactured by the high-end product people. Yep. What they do is they take off colors and they package it for the cheaper brand. So just because you're spending $1.99 on your eyeshadow does not mean it's not a $50 eyeshadow that you can't get somewhere else. I'm just saying the quality is not it's not the issue. I'm saying just play in it. I mean, there are some brands that I can't use because I'm allergic to them. But that's just me.
And there's
'cause I'm
some
allergic
brands
to
that I
everything.
don't use just because they're terrible. Like, I've learned from trial and error that like the shadows are not pigmented. They're not really
Right.
pigmented. So, but that doesn't, but I've also bought, you all saw that video. Well, some of you guys saw that video that I did with the blue eyeshadow, which yes, that was a very bold look. No, I don't go to work like that. But, those colors, I paid $3 for that palette, and they've got beautiful colors there, and they stayed. It was great. So start with that. If there are so many different things that you can do. Find what speaks to your spirit. If going for going for a long walk, if that speaks to your spirit, go. If going for a short walk, because some of us, like, I can't go for long walks anymore because I've got back issues. But go for a short walk. Like I said, there are just so many things that you can do to decompress. That's really, and I just feel like that's something that we all need to do more of. We're so connected to our phones and our electronics and being connected to our world, talking on the phone and, texting people and was looking to see what's going on. And then on top of that, what we're exposing ourselves to even on Facebook, on social media in general. There's so much negativity coming at you all the time. You're especially if you're involved in politics or you're interested in politics at all, just that negativity being thrown at you. Somebody throwing enough stuff at you is going to stick. So we need to, like I said, step back. And especially as middle-aged women, we need to know when to
Put the phone down.
Put toxic people down. Because if you've been trying to fix somebody for the last 10 years and they're still not fixed, guess what? And it might be somebody that you genuinely love. Limit your contact with them. Limit their ability to have that kind of influence over your life. Because it's killing you. And at the end of the day, we come in alone and we leave alone. And
I'm taking everybody with me.
Are you? That's in a big ball of fire. That's nice. That's classy. You're so classy. So classy. This is how we get derailed. So, like I said, if I can give any advice to you, keep yourself pretty. If you're in a place where you can financially afford to buy yourself one new top a week or a month, let's say a month. Let's start small, a month. And if not, and you know what? If you can't buy it new, go to the thrift store.
Clothes Mentor is great here in Ohio, in the local area. I'm sure there's other places.
I'm sure they've got secondhand. UK has secondhand shops, right?
Oh,
I'm sure that they do. I'm sure that that's a universal thing, because, why wouldn't it be? And if you all don't have secondhand in the UK, let me know where you are, and that is my new business venture. Mm-hmm. But just, like I said, do what feeds your spirit. Try to find...
Start
and it doesn't,
your own show. But you can't have ours.
Right.
But you can sponsor ours.
Try a new recipe. I love to cook. I really do love to cook. Why
aren't you cooking for our show?
I can. I can. I absolutely can.
You see that there's still this Saran wrap is still on my stove over there. You might as well use it.
Oh. Then we'll do that. Then we're going to mix it up a little bit, ladies. And so, so maybe next weekend through the week, I'll cook something for you guys. It'll be really neat because I love to cook. But try a new recipe and tell yourself every morning, and seriously, when I say that this works, I'm living testimony that this works. We talk to ourselves all the time, and I call it my voices, but, and I've named all my voices, but, we talk to ourselves, but you don't connect the dots what you're telling yourself. Are you telling yourself you're fat? Oh my God, you're so fat. Oh, you're so ugly. You're so bland looking. Your hair just looks horrible. Your hair is so gray and it just looks like garbage. Is that what you're telling yourself? Because every morning you should be telling yourself, I am all that in a bag of chips with hot sauce. I am beautiful. Let me tell you something. I am an amply bodied woman. Let's say that. I'm fluffy. And I'm well aware of my perceived imperfections. But I don't focus on that. I focus on the fact that I am hilariously funny. I am. Am I not? I'm a delight to be around. I was going to say it. You know.
She's a delight.
I'm a delight.
I'll say it for you.
I am a delight. I'm a peach.
It's true.
That I am.
I keep her around just for that.
There you go. That I can put on a decent layer of makeup. I am a professional whistler. I'm a fairly decent cook. I'm going to say that out loud. And that I have an amazing sense of adventure, and I have a lot to bring to and I'm almost a genius. Put that out there. Except where it comes to math. Don't throw math at me. I don't do math.
Math is wrong.
But my vocabulary is something to be rivaled. And so here are all the things. Start reminding yourself of all of the things that you bring, all the positive things that you bring to the table. And eventually, when you tell yourself that, you know, like I said, every morning, every time you get down, you say, wait a minute, hold on a second. You know, I'm a unicorn, first of all. I'm a unicorn, okay?
You are. So I would like to share in regards to jumping off with that.
If you will.
So, some of you who know me know part of my story is that I spent almost 15 years afraid to leave my house. Mm-hmm. I was in a wheelchair. I was very sick. And I also had a horrific skin disease that I had blisters all over from head to toe. And people were afraid to touch me. They were afraid to look at me. I looked like I'd been through a cheese grater, essentially. It was pretty bad. And that was only part of the reason why I had agoraphobia. The other parts were I physically wasn't capable of moving. And so I was embarrassed to leave the house. Mm-hmm. I used to put makeup on my arms and legs just to go outside to smoke a cigarette because I used to smoke. Mm-hmm. So it was always a thing for me. And I never considered myself pretty. I never considered myself worthy. And I pretty much was waiting to die. And then my husband committed suicide. And my whole life changed, and I had to do something about it. And the things that we've talked about here today were just a few of the things that I did to rewire my brain. And I smoked. I used to smoke. And I had to rewire my brain. And I rewired it so much. I used to look in the mirror. One of the things I started out with was I would look in the mirror and I'd say, yeah, you're pretty. And I'd say, you got a great smile. Because that was the one thing that everybody always said, you have a nice smile. You have a nice smile. It was the only compliment I ever got was I had a nice smile. I had great teeth. So that was where I began. And then I started looking in the mirror every day, and you have a great smile. You're kind of pretty. And then it was, oh, you are pretty. And then it was, you're really pretty. And then it was, you're beautiful. And then one day I looked in the mirror and I was, damn, hello. And I had changed the way I spoke to myself. And eventually, and Miss Angie is on here with us. So she was actually kind of part of the instrument that took me to the next level. She was running a fashion show. Mm-hmm. And I tried out for her fashion show. And it was a plus size fashion show. And I was the first one in there. I was petrified. I had no idea what I was doing. Didn't know how to walk in high heels. I hadn't even walked in tennis shoes, let alone in high heels. That's right. So I walked in there and I was like, I'm so sexy. And I'm thinking I'm walking all, sexy and stuff in my little kitten heels. They were like this high. I was like, hi, how you doing? And I had no idea what I was doing. I must have looked a hot mess, I swear. And there was judges there, and one of them was asking me questions, and I also wasn't very good at speaking to people, let alone answering questions like this. And then she asked me, well, how do you think you did? And of course I went, well, have you seen me? And it was just from there that everything kind of snowballed. I became a plus size fashion model. I became Mrs. Ohio Plus America. I judge beauty pageants. I teach people how to do their makeup and how to dress appropriately, their fashion. If someone had told me 10 years ago that I would have done any of that, I would have been like, no. And so the way you speak to yourself, the way you breathe, the people you hang out with, everything, your thoughts, your actions, your companions, everything contributes to who you are. And the more you allow yourself to be who you are and who you're meant to be, and allow the universe, God, the angels, whoever your higher up is, the more you're going to find ease and enjoy your life. Because once I stopped holding myself back and got out of my own way, that's when everything just kind of went bam, 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 bam. I mean, I even wrote a book. Did you know I'm a published author? I mean, it was one of those things where I was like, that'd be kind of cool if I wrote a book. Next thing I know, I'm a published author. And that's just kind of the way the universe works. You put it out there and it will conspire to work to make it happen for you. But you have to have the right frame of mind.
And it's all about energy. It really is what you take in and what you give out. And you just, at this age, like ladies, we're in the second half. Most of us are in the second half. And you have to turn your filter up to 10, because anger, sadness, regret, all those things can steal your energy and can make you sick. And like I said, we don't want to be sick. It's all of us don't have the same goals. All of us don't have the same, and certainly, like even for Jen, the fact that she changed her mindset and changed her life, changed the direction, changed the path of her life. That's it. It's never too late to get in touch with who you are. And so don't feel like, I'm having these hot flashes. And some of us have, like I said, I had a hysterectomy and it was the best thing that has ever happened to me. But there was a moment right before I went in to have my hysterectomy where I was like, am I still going to feel like a woman after this? You know what I mean? Because there is that, even though my uterus was a traitorous bastard.
Mine too.
There was still, we were family. And so for me to have to excommunicate a family member, that was a tough thing. It has been one of the best decisions I have ever made. It is, because there are a lot of worries that I don't have now. But, even those feelings of regret, I should have done, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Shoulda, woulda, coulda will take you. Those are 3 enemies that will take you out of here. I should have done this. I could have done that. I would have done something differently. You didn't. It didn't happen. And you know what? That's okay. Be okay with that.
And
move forward. That's the whole thing, is like keep making steps forward.
And bring people with you.
Yes.
So here's the funny thing is that Sean and I met when I was still in that agoraphobic stage.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband had just died. His wife had just died. And we were both going through the trauma of losing our spouses and cleaning up the mess. And Miss Angie has been trying to get a hysterectomy for like 5 years, and she's like selling her uterus now. Anyway, so when I started to change my perspective, Sean was there, and he followed my footsteps. I went from this, broken person, and he supported me coming out of myself and becoming who I was, and I was bringing him with me every step of the way. And I was telling him how handsome he was every day, and he started to say, well, yeah, I'm handsome. And now I've created this monster. He's a monster.
Yes.
He's a monster.
He's like, have you seen my beard? It's so magical. Have you seen? Don't look directly into it, because you'll get sucked into the beard.
He has created a religion around his beard.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Find you somebody awesome. If you can't find you somebody awesome, be the awesome person.
Exactly.
It's just that simple. Like I said, it's and I am really simplifying this. I realize that sometimes when you're so deep in a funk, or just as women, we become invisible. And you are meant to stand out. You are meant to be magical. If you can't be a unicorn, be a peacock. If you can't be a peacock, be Wonder Woman. If you can't be Wonder Woman, be a flamingo. Be whatever magical, beautiful, mythical creature you want to be that. Gradually work your way. Say, 2019. Don't even say 2019. Because, we get caught up in this. Oh, we're going to make New Year's resolutions. Be like, today, I'm going to try on some new lip gloss. Today, I'm going to meditate a little bit. Today.
And if you haven't done it,
I'm going to buy myself something cute off of Amazon or wherever.
Buy a gown, a formal gown. It doesn't have to be like frou-frou, but there is something about putting on a gown, doing your makeup.
I don't own gowns because I'm not a dress girl.
Girl, I own so many gowns.
But I will say this. Purchase your... Plus, I think that's a lot of our viewers don't have that kind of cash flow.
Get them on Clothes Mentor and online from China for $20.
Now I will say this though, China is selling wedding dresses for $20, like with the train and the hat and the whole thing for $20. So,
I'm telling you, listen to me.
China's got going on. Of course, they're also paying their people in Trident layers, so there's that. But
did you see the shipping place? They showed a video of what it looks like in shipping in China.
No.
Like people were walking. It was like mountains of boxes, and people were walking on the boxes. And I was just like, that's why I can never get my box. And when I do get it, it's in like 14 like crushed places.
Yep.
And it's like why. This.
That explains why I always assumed that it was damaged during transit.
Yeah, I think it happens there.
Okay. Well, there's that. Learn something new every day. But anyway, like I said, get yourself together. Start getting yourself together today. One of our viewers, Lisa, she was watching me playing the makeup the other day, and I have been so happy for her because, whatever, and I don't want to necessarily take credit for it, but, sometimes it takes hearing it out loud for somebody to encourage you to say, hey, you know what? A change is needed. Girlfriend went out and got herself a new haircut. She got her hair cut short. She dyed it red.
Yes.
And she won one of our palettes, the CoverGirl palette I sent to her. She got that, and she sent us a picture of her with the eyeshadow on. She's like, I tried this one. And she looked, when I say she's so cute, she is too cute. So, but she just got to that point where she's like, you know what? I think I want to change. I think I want to change. And it's okay. Just because it might make people uncomfortable for a moment, who cares? This isn't about them. It's about you and how you feel. Do what makes you feel good. Period. So, there's that.
Don't do evil things, though.
Don't do mean things. If mean things make you feel good, seek help. But if it's things to better yourself, if it's that you want to go back to school, maybe you want to go back to school. Maybe you just want to take one course. Maybe you want to learn photography. Learn, what was that? There was something else I wanted to go back to and take a course for. I want to take a photography course. Sculpting. I would love, I've dabbled in sculpting, for a few years, and I enjoyed it, and I was like, you know what, maybe I should take a course.
Maybe you and I should take that together.
Maybe we should. I also want to learn carpentry, but I can't use my knees, so I want to build things. I like to build things, so.
I can't do that one with you. I don't have
I just mean Home Depot has free classes. They do these free little class things that you can bring your kids to, or you can go to as an adult to teach you little fixer-upper type stuff.
And you can meet people there too.
And you meet people and talk to people. That's the thing.
You gotta open your mouth and talk.
Hey, how are you doing? That's, hey, what's bringing you here today?
I love your hair.
Find something, I love your hair. Oh, I love your shirt. Whatever. Start a conversation.
Just start a conversation.
Anyway, that's all that I have for you. Do you have anything else?
I think I said it all.
Did you?
Except that I'm a magical Wonder Diva.
Yes. So the next episode, since I like to cook so much, I'm going to prepare something for you all. Not today, because we were not prepared today for that. But we're going to do a little bit of cooking. Oh, and then Jen and I are also going to start, because I feel like we do, I say Jen and I meant me, but I'm going to force her into it too. Because some of you guys...
I've been voluntold.
Right. Because some of you guys, I don't want for all of our individual, because we do a lot of makeup videos. Just because when we're talking, it's easier for us to talk and do something than to sit and look into the camera and...
Just randomly talk. It's much easier for us to actually be doing an activity. So whether I'm cooking or whether I am doing makeup or whether she's doing makeup or getting ready or something like that, that's why we do that. But we're also going to start I'm starting a makeup channel, and then I'm going to force her to post her videos there too. Because we already have one. Well, it's not a makeup channel though. It's not just for makeup.
Okay.
And it's all about fashion, though.
I wanted to kind of be about. We'll talk about that. We'll figure this out. We're gonna figure this out. So as soon as we get up and running, we'll tell you guys where to go for that. Because, and then also we're gonna post some of our friends, their lives, a couple of my cousin Kiana. She does her makeup. Monica does her makeup live. We got a couple of other friends that do little things. So we want to support our friends too, and maybe post that stuff there so that we can all learn a little something. Because none of us knows everything. And what might appeal to me may not appeal to you. You know what I mean? I like a bold look. I like an 80s prostitute blue for eyeshadow. That's what I like.
All of her makeup.
That's what I'm drawn to.
Makeup.
All of it is hooker makeup. That's what I gravitate to. But she goes for a more subtle look. More just subtlety. A nude. Nice nudes. I like color.
I like color too. But I like my clothes to have color.
Inappropriate color.
I like my clothes to have color.
I like for my face to have color.
Well, I feel like my face is
because see, I have to be conservative.
Have you seen my face though? Look how awesome my face is.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing.
I just need to enhance it.
During the week, I work in a very conservative place. I have to be normal.
Oh, I do too.
I have to be normal all week. So the weekend is the only time that I get to do this. You know what I mean?
I do.
So, I'm actually probably way more conservative through the week than I actually need to be. I've seen how you're able to actually go to work, and you are able to go to work more spruced than I am. So, I wore that big curly wig to work, and they almost lost their minds with that. I mean, people are like, oh, of course, it's pretty fantastic. fantastic.
It's a fantastic.
It's a fantastic wig. It is. Like, you get sucked into it. You can't look away. Once you look into its eyes, you can't look away.
See, I can't wear stuff like that.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wore that because I wanted to. And but even when, like, the nails, I do sometimes express myself with my fingernails. And I remember that one day I was bored and I painted each one of my nails. I had much longer nails at the time. I painted each one of them a different shade of the rainbow. And you would have thought that I came to work naked. Like that I had boob meat showing. Your nails. They're so pretty. They are pretty. They're pretty. They're an expression, an extension of my soul, which is being crushed right now.
Dee has asked us if this is an end of the year marathon. It is not.
Did you have a nap and come back? Welcome back, Dee.
We haven't seen each other for over a month, I think it is.
We haven't done videos in over a month. So we knew that this was going to be a marathon thing.
She knew it was going to be.
I knew it was because we said we're going to keep this to a tight 30 minutes.
I'm like, Joss, I don't have the energy. She's like, I'm
coming
anyway. I'll be there. I'll be there at 9.
Sometimes
at 11 o'clock.
Right. But sometimes she says, I just don't feel good, and I'm just so drained, and I'm like, no, we're not going to wallow in that. I'm like, you know what you need? You need a show. That's what you need. I'm like, I'm on my way. I'm like, so
I had no choice in this.
Yes, but you see how up she is now. She has gathered herself, and she found energy that she didn't even know that she had, and it has just been. She's a delight. She is a delight to be with.
Oh,
so.
Thank you.
I enjoy your company. I do.
It's all you, babe.
I'd like to I take credit where I can, but you know. Like I said, it's the energy that you surround yourself with, energy that you feed off of. So that's all I got.
That's all I got. And so if you haven't done so, please take the time now to share the video, share our page. We are still looking for sponsors. If you want to be a makeup sponsor, wig sponsor, clothing sponsor, or just sponsor us financially, we are looking for those. Please.
And we will plug your products.
Please. We'll run our mouths about your stuff all the time. We do
what
have.
What are we raffling off on this one? Because we're going to have to come.
It's over there somewhere. It's in there.
In here?
Yeah. So, don't forget we still have a Sephora gift card to give away. Sephora
That's
gift
when we
card.
get to our 2,000 mark.
And then...
So invite your friends and family to come on in. The water's fine. Because anybody that likes the page is automatically into the drawing as soon as we hit 2,000.
Yes. So, what I'm giving away today is a compact that's shaped like a rose.
That's pretty.
It is very pretty. I almost wanted to steal this myself and not give it away. So, please like and share. Our last video, we gave away 6 things, so make sure you like, share, and stuff for that video too. So we're always giving stuff away. You always want to be online with us and share the videos all the time. And when we get up to 2,000 likes on our page, we will be giving away the Sephora card. So I'm pretty much done. Are you done?
I'm done.
We hope that you have a wonderful new year. We hope that 2019 is epic and that it brings all of your awesomest dreams to life, and that you stay positive and keep the energy and the momentum going. Give makeup sessions for prizes. We could do that.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Don't we do that already? Kind of, sort of?
Kind of, sort of. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you watch the makeup videos, Dee, I know that I do, and I'm sure she does as well. I always give something away. So whether it's a lipstick or whether it's like the last video I gave away makeup brushes, I've given away a palette of CoverGirl eyeshadow, I've given some lipstick away or whatever. So I'm not sure what you mean. But you know, we're all about that life. So if you got some suggestions, that's fantastic.
Yes, please let us know. And
Yep.
we hope you have the best new year.
Happy New Year. We will probably both, because I won't be with her that day, but we will probably both come on that day just to wish you guys a Happy New Year individually. But know that both of our hearts are in it. And and thank you guys so much for tuning in, because
we love
you talk about world domination, honey. If you haven't seen it yet, it's coming. It's coming. 2019 is our year.
It is.
So, yep. And
Girl.
you can be like, you knew us when. You knew us when.
Mm-hmm.
True story.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So,
Anyway.
Happy New Year, y'all. We love you.
Stay flabulous.
Stay fabulous.
Peace out.
And I'm going to go kill my husband for leaving that lid off.
You do it.